Alrighty guys, Jackson here from Division 1 Performance. As you can see, we have Timmy up here on the table. He's been suffering a fair bit of back pain lately, probably due to his job as a Sparky. So all I'm going to do is just jump through some clinical tests to determine what is the reasoning behind his back pain. I checked his leg length discrepancy and now just checking out his hamstrings. Typically, what I see in the clinic here is that lower back pain is caused by a decrease in the mobility of your hips, typically from either a hip flexor or a hamstring dominance over that pelvic girdle. So all I'm doing here is just measuring out both. At the moment now, I'm measuring out his hip flexor. As you can see, as I tilt forward, his hips rotate across the left and start to compress his lumbar spine. This is an indication that you have a lack of mobility through your hips. As you can see, the other hip is not too bad. But the lack of mobility in the hips causes for the lumbar spine to start to become less stable, causing for pain. All I'm starting to do now is have a look at his TFL. So the TFL attaches the front of the hip there, like shown in this anatomy video, and it tends to dominate over glute max in terms of when people suffer from back pain, because then the force translate goes directly into the spine rather than through those glute region. So what I'm doing here is just loosening out that TFL to try and allow those glutes to activate a little bit better, just putting a little bit of pressure on there and just rotating his knee up and down to take it through its full range. What this will do is start to loosen up that TFL to allow for that knee to be able to be pushed out to activate the glutes a lot more efficiently. Alrighty, now we're just going to have a look at some exercises that I typically prescribe my patients. A lot of this is dominated around trying to activate those glutes. So as you can see here, I'm getting Tim to perform a Peterson step down. So all he's trying to do is get that foot to touch down nice and low on the ground and that knee to be tracking perfectly over the midfoot like shown. This is done correctly, it'll blow that hip up massively. And then the progression of this is the front foot elevated split squat. So all we want to do with this one is chuck one foot up on a little platform there, and then perform a lunge where you want that knee to travel out as far as possible, then launch yourself to the ceiling. This is almost a true single leg activity. Your glutes will need to blow up massively to try and keep you stable. It's probably my favorite functional exercise for doing so.